My name is Pankaj Sekhsaria, and I teach at the Center for Technology Alternatives for Rural Areas at the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay in India. Every semester, I offer a course titled Technology, Society and Development, an integral component of which is a 3-day hand spinning workshop where students use the spinning wheel to convert cotton fiber to cotton yarn. While the spinning wheel, known in Indian languages as the Charkha, is an integral part of modern India's imagination, very few people have actually seen the object, leave alone having worked with it. There is also a huge discussion on the irrelevance of this technology in modern times because it is hand driven, slow, and low on output and productivity. The attempt in the 3-day workshop is to turn this narrative of irrelevance on its head through a combination of discussion and debate, but more importantly, experiential learning and the possibility of creating tacit knowledge and understanding. What is particularly fascinating is to watch how the process of learning unfolds and what experiences and memories the students take away. The highlight, of course, is a small length, 100 to 200 meters on average of cotton yarn, students take with them as a real, tangible output of what they have created themselves.
बिना कुछ कोई स्टैंड पीछे छोड़ के ये हैंग हो गया इसका.
This thing, the spinning thing, cannot be learned online. You need hands-on experience. Like you have to devote your time daily to attain a level of perfection. When I start spinning, I don't know when 1 hour passes around. So that was very different. When I do code, I feel like this taking a lot of time, or I sometimes I give up, and sometimes I just go out and walk. But this is different. This is not screen. This involved a lot of focus and patience, I think. And I got to know that my grandmother also used to do this, and maybe I'll give Charkha to my mom because she knows how to spin, but she never did. Like straightforward answer is yarn making, but spending time with yourself is one thing which I learned. That happens when I sketch. I attended a charcoal drawing workshop once. So I felt like that, like the feeling was similar. Like, yeah, like in 1.5 hours, a beginner like me can prepare this much.
Like hands-on was not something that we experienced until probably we entered our architecture school. So when there are encounters like this, we are able to actually experience how we ourselves can contribute to creating something.
Stop. Now spinning too much.
Like you need to be in a certain sense of a rhythm with your body and what is happening. I think at an emotional level, it's actually this alienation, this response to alienation that is happening when I engage and try to uh, like work with this, or else I think it's also when I'm knitting. It's the same thing. And it's very nice, it's very beautiful that we can actually use our hands, and we've like sort of just forgotten all of it. And so in fact I was like going to ask you later that tomorrow can I bring my daughter also.
Um, I have been working on threads itself, like silk threads. This kind of was a different domain because unless you touch the cotton yourself, you're not aware how the thread is made out of it. And it's still a mystery.
You knew it beforehand or
First,
now? Great.
the entire process kind of is very cognitive, and you need to have the intuition to know when the thread will break or when it will not. Had it twisted inside my hand, or do I need to allow the cotton to be pulled first and then, or do I need to rotate the charkha? So I think that better understanding I could feel from the fabric in my hand. And as a child, I would make small pots, and it has like a similar kind of understanding, like when you're trying to shape the pot. So yeah, like that is my memory of working with the hands. But it is very natural when you're working with materials like this, where they are feeble, but then you, with your own hands, are shaping them. So I think with any material, when you're working with hands, it would do the same thing for you. Um, I think after a point of time, the your cognitive sense of what is happening, like from a purely mechanical experience, where you're just trying to understand the movements, to more cognitive experience, where you now feel the cotton and understand the pulling of the thread and the rotation simultaneously. I told my grandmother that I went for this, spinning class, and she was quite happy that such kind of a thing exists in technical institutes like ours. And she went back into her days when she would spin such things and then take it to the shopkeeper, and in exchange of that, the amount that she has weaved, she'll get an equivalent amount of cloth, and that is how her clothes used to get stitched. Every child in home would be doing it. And then, since she belonged to the Pakistan side of the border, she remembered the atrocities that happened at that time, and she was explaining that the weavers were the thumbs were cut by the Britishers. So, as a revolt, they started this thing where everybody would be spinning at home and taking their own cloth. Yesterday I thought, okay, I got the technique. Today I'm like still learning, like my first day. So, yeah.
So when I first came to know about this spinning workshop, I did not have any idea. Yet it's based on Gandhi's ideologies and all, which we have studied in history, and I have seen the pictures. That's it. I have always been into academics and not like beyond that mostly. It was really difficult to actually get the yarn out of it. Like it is really a scientific process to actually measure the tension, and then you need to extend it. Today, the third day, I was able to do it on my own, and I felt like I was independent. Basically, it's like you need to feel the process. You need to feel the vibration in your fingertips so that you can actually get the yarn out of it properly. It's a gut feeling actually. It depends on the practice. Can't express it in values. So it's just a feeling that we need to get it on our own. And like other students who were saying like their grandmothers and all, they used to do this, but I did not get any opportunity to actually see it. So maybe I will be passing on to my generation, and my brother is also there. I'll be telling this experience. So yeah. It It is really relaxing, and it's just a good feeling which everyone should have.
See, being a mechanical engineer, uh, I could, when after I learnt it, I could understand the basics of it, and this is much more relevant in today's scenario about energy crisis and the climate change and so many other things. And most of this being a productive art, you produce whatever you produce, you can consume it. This way, you learn to optimize your needs and optimize your consumption pattern. Some strands they will break, but if you pull out, see, when you say I am independent on my fabric, you are dependent on somebody else's as well. This interdependence is built into your independence. So farmer, spinner, weaver, dyer, tailor, all this chain. Then I must always see that whatever the product I'm doing for whom, he should not be in a trouble or he should be at comfort, realizing the value of our own efforts and somebody else's efforts also. So all these small connections, I could make it while I was doing it. It has got medicinal values or physiotherapy therapeutic values, economic considerations, social considerations. Say kind of a meditation. Sometimes you lose yourself totally, immerse yourself totally into it for hours if you do it regularly.
That is not getting connected. What you need to do is you have to twist this.
Measured lifestyle. So this seed is sown into their mind. During 3 days or 4 days workshop, people learn the technique, but the discussions which go around that stays with them for long. While working in IIT, since they have come on their own, they can understand the nitty-gritties of the process quickly. Frequency of teaching them or going to them and guiding them is much less over here compared to other places. Yes. Start rotating and keep pulling. Of course, first day most of them get frustrated because the yarn breaks so many times, and somebody else is doing, but I could not do that. So that comparison also does it. But when we say that how much is not important, how much time you enjoyed it doing it, that is important. Then they start shifting their focus on something else. Second day, about 80% of them can do it. Third day, 101% can do it. And third day, everybody is from within so satisfied into, you can read on their faces, so much satisfied that they could do it. And that is the real reward for us. Beyond technology is human relationship, and that is what much more important. So in Sitara, particularly, these people, after graduating from this place, they will go at higher places in policy making. So for them, it is very important realizing the value of efforts and this concept of non-elimination of the human aspect in pursuit of technology. That time when they are there to take a decision, they might realize that, oh, this is what is more important than this. That is why I feel that this kind of workshops in IIT kind of institutions are much more important than any other places. The whole crux lies into whether you really enjoy what you are doing it. How much yarn you make, it doesn't matter. How much time you enjoyed into it, because this gives you a quality thinking time. Particularly in spinning, if you enjoy it, then next time nobody will have to tell you that you do it. You on your own will sit down and do it, and the charkha will drive you.